Hello everyone, my name is Ripley and today we're building an old Spanish-inspired home in The Sims 4. I know I haven't been posting any videos lately, I've just been feeling like super uninspired to build. And it's not that I haven't been building because I've been really trying to build and I just haven't finished anything because I haven't felt like anything looked good. Or it just didn't work out for me, so I haven't been building in a while and this build actually took me weeks to finish. I did originally do the exterior a couple of weeks ago, but then I didn't even finish the interior before like yesterday, so it was a struggle, but I think I am getting out of that phase and I think I'm starting to feel a little bit more inspired to build again, which is nice. And today we're building. Originally I started in Brindle Bay because I originally wanted this house to be like more of this old abandoned house in the middle of the woods. But then as I started to build more on the house and I did a balcony on top and I did the roofing and everything, with the big windows I started to get more of that kind of Spanish feeling vibe, which is why I eventually ended up putting this build in Oasis Springs. And I think that I really like how it ended up looking. And I used the columns from the Romantic Garden stuff pack on the bottom, and then on top I used some base game ones. I really like these columns from Romantic Garden, but I think that having them on both the bottom and top floor would have been too much. But kind of alternating them with having the Romantic Garden stuff on the bottom and then the base game ones on the top, I think end up looking really nice and really going well together. I'm also using a different texture on the bottom floor than I'm using on the top floor, just to make it look a little bit more different. And I'm also putting a lot of vines on this house, like a lot of vines. I'm mixing the get together ones with some cottage living stuff as well. I really love like alternating between them. They give a lot of different like textures. Of course the cottage living ones stands out more from the wall, but from Get Together we get those simple like green and red vines as well as the ones with the flowers, just to make it look a little bit different. I have also really loved mixing in the red vines lately. Like I usually didn't do that before, but now I really like how it's kind of like contrast the green, and I think it looks really nice. Kind of gives more of a romantic vibe, I would say, and I also think that fits in with the Spanish Mediterranean kind of feel. And now we're working on the landscaping, which this lot is filled with landscaping. The only real like outdoor space you have is the courtyard in the front, but otherwise everything is just covered in landscaping, covered in bushes and trees, and we have that pond as well on the side. And the side looks really nice, and I really love just going in with the landscaping. I think that where this build really excels is on the exterior, like the house, the landscaping, all that kind of stuff. I think this is the best part of this build. Working on the outside here, I just put in a little picnic table. It could be nice to sit outside and eat, as well as a little bit of gardening space. We will have some garden pots on the balcony on top as well, but just kind of giving you some stuff to do outside. And overall, I'm actually really happy with how the landscaping turned out. I did kind of struggle with the landscaping on the back of the house, but overall I think that it ended up being fine in the end. You can't actually reach the back of the house anyways, but overall, yeah, I'm really happy with the landscaping. For the interior now, I actually really don't like the kitchen I did. In the beginning, I had a really hard time doing the kitchen, like I started over several times. And when I first started building, I actually really liked these white cabinets. But looking back at it now and looking back at it at the end of the build, I actually don't like the white cabinets in here anymore. But they're still there, they are there on the gallery version as well. The kitchen is probably the worst room in the house. I just didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really feel right. Maybe it's the room size, maybe it's just kind of how it's built, but it wasn't working for me. But overall, like this kitchen isn't horrible, but it's not by far the best kitchen I've ever done. But I still did some decorating, sorting a lot of stuff, trying to make it look as good as possible with curtains and a lot of plants and that kind of stuff. And I think that overall it ended up looking fine. I don't know if the black stove was a good call. I really wanted to give this house a really like old feel on the inside, which is why I used a lot of the cottage living stuff. But overall, yeah, it's not really the best kitchen I've done. But I just kind of try to work through it, adding a lot of detail. But in the end, this is a completely functional kitchen, so if you want to renovate it, feel free to do so, because I am not super happy with it, like I said. Moving on to the dining room, in here I used a lot of the, I used these Young Adventures table and chairs, which I love. Like those Young Adventure chairs are like my favorite chairs in the entire game, at least for like dining room. And then I used this big lamp from the new Decor to the Max kit, which I absolutely love. I love that lamp so much. I also used that fake fireplace, which I don't think I've ever used it since I got it, but I saw this fit in here. I kind of wanted to have like a fireplace in here, but with it being like this Spanish house, it's in a very like warm climate. I don't really think that a fireplace will make a lot of sense, which is why I ended up using the fake one. So maybe there was one at some point, but they ended up taking it out because they didn't need it, but still keeping the frame because it looks kinda nice. I also really love these big curtains that hangs from the top of the ceiling all the way down to the floor. It really just gives this big window an even grander feel, which is really nice. And the only curtains that we have that really goes that are really that long are the ones for city living, which I wish we had a lot more longer like curtains like that, but I guess it is what it is. And I also put that eco lifestyle plant in the like big pot thing from Young Adventure, and I thought this was a really nice way to make like a custom plant. Working on this now, this is kind of like a home office study kind of thing. We have a computer in here, the typewriter one, who's kind of keeping to the old vibe. We have a lot of bookcases. I really love these bookcases from Discovery University, they're really like grand. And I believe I'm using the tallest wall height, so we really did need some grand stuff, some big stuff. We also have a chest table in here, as well as an easel. And then I also put in this globe bar from Vintage Glamour. I just really thought it fit in here, and I thought it was a nice little like detail that it was a bar. Like it was, imagine that yeah, a globe would fit really well in a study, but then you have that like secret bar in it, which I thought was really funny. Also using this paranormal rug, which I absolutely love. I love that it is a little bit more like, I guess, tattered or like well used. You can see that it's used and it's old, and it really just fit into this build. I kind of struggle a little bit with like the wall decorating. I don't know why, because I think we have a lot of old kind of wall decorating, but I just didn't really feel like anything fit. And then we kind of get this kind of mix of having a little bit more modern stuff on the table. Like I don't know if those like folders really fit with the old vibe, but I really wanted to have some clutter on that desk. So it is a little bit like the house is old, but there are some more modern stuff in here. Like for example, I really wanted to have a TV. At first I didn't want a TV because I really wanted that old vibe, but with it being The Sims and The Sims needing some fun and that kind of stuff, and I just thought that a TV was kind of necessary to have, so I did allow myself to have a TV in this house. You could also imagine that the Sims that live here really like old stuff, but they do still live in like the 21st century, which is why they do have some more modern stuff, although I wouldn't call it TV modern. It's quite an old TV, but you know, it's kind of, we have some more like modern stuff in the house, which I try to keep to as little as possible, but they are still there. I kind of really struggled with this like living era. I didn't really know what to do. I wasn't super happy with it, but I think that the gardeners really helped, and also I used that big lamp again. I just love it so much. And I used Cats and Dogs curtains, which I don't think I've ever used those curtains before. I never really liked them. I never really thought that they fit in, but actually for this build I actually really like them, and I think that they look really nice in here. Then we also have a bathroom in here. We have one bathroom in this house. It has a shower tub combo and then just normal stuff. I didn't put it in the video because it's just a bathroom, but you will see it in the tour. Then upstairs we have the master bedroom, or like the only bedroom. I really had this vision that the entire upstairs would be just one big bedroom, like it had been like an attic that they have turned into a bedroom later. However, I didn't realize that it would be this big. So would you need to like cut it into 2 bedrooms? I think you definitely could, but I actually really liked that this bedroom is kind of grand, even though it might be a little bit too big. But this really just gives you more space to do. We had that big like wardrobe wall almost, where you have all this kind of like stuff for yourself to get ready. We have like a dresser and we have a wardrobe. We have the big mirror and like the clothes hanging on the wall and that kind of stuff. And then on the other side we just have a little place to sit, as well as more like maybe like another type of like study, where we do also have a bookcase up here. We do have an easel here as well as a desk. Up here is an empty desk for Sims to sit and like write or whatever. Whilst downstairs the desk of course has the computer on it. And then I use this custom noise bed. I think it looks really cute, and it doesn't just fit with all the vibe. Decorating the dresser, I did kind of struggle with that because I didn't really find anything that I liked, but overall I think that keeping the closet minimal was kind of a good idea. Also, this rug from Dream Home Decorator, I have never really liked it. I feel like it's really hard to use, but it actually really fits really nicely in this room. Especially after sizing it up, it actually fits really well. But I think that this is a rug that isn't really like, you can't use it everywhere, you only can use it in like certain situations. But like I said, overall I actually really like this rug in here. Then we're moving on to the balcony outside really soon, which the balcony outside is just like a small space for your Sims to garden. We have an easel out here as well, and then just like a picnic table. Nothing more than that, it's very simple out here. I just kind of kept it very simple out here. I didn't want to do too much, but I think it ended up looking really cute out here regardless. But with that said, we're about to jump into the tour. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Ripley out.